Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Us Anything podcast. We have a sponsor for this week. It's Blood Brothers 2, sequel to Blood Brothers. It's an action-packed dark fantasy RPG available for free right now on Apple and Android devices.
Yep, Blood Brothers 2 immerses players in a deep RPG experience set in Arnacia, a world which has been thrown into a state of chaos and war. Amazing art style, storytelling, and RPG mechanics sets Blood Brothers 2 apart from other RPG mobile games.
It also offers a limitless amount of choices to customize your army and story to shape your gameplay experience, including a PvP mode that allows you to team up with friends.
So check out bloodbrothers2.com, that's the number 2, for more information, and visit the App Store or Google Play to download it now for free. Join in weekly events, choose your fate, and determine the flow of the game's story. And now
let's get right on the show.
Yeah, it's just me and you this week, and Woody.
Yeah, I guess Woody.
To a lesser
Woody
extent.
showed up,
all right,
so we let him talk.
Here you go.
Here you go.
Oh!
Off to a great start.
Yeah. Hey, we're in a new location. What do you think about that?
Yeah, where will we end up next?
Passed around like the town whore. Anyway, speaking of town whores, we have Woody with us today.
I'll do anything.
He's not a special guest. We didn't even announce on the Reddit that he was going to be there, but
Nope.
here he is.
Woody, what exactly would you say it is you do?
I have people skills.
Do it. Can you say what you do in about a 10-second chunk so we can get into the questions? Because no one cares.
I make the shows that no one actually watched, and yet they still keep me around. I survived in the Machinima Hunger
People
Games.
watch them.
Oh, thanks,
You're
dude.
referring to Machinima Prime, right?
And NPC and Titanfall Dropouts and Dark Knight Legacy, that sort of shit.
You're right, I've never heard
Player
of
versus
No one
Pain.
cares. No, that was not mine.
Oh, okay.
I absolved myself of Player versus Pain.
Let's get right into it this week because we have no special guests, not even the one sitting to Elliot's
Woody
right.
is not special.
It's really starting to sink in that you guys don't like me much.
Woody, why don't you ask Elliot the first question?
I think I will. Elliot,
You have to say the guy's name too.
Elliot, this is from Fugly.
Oh,
Where's the craziest place you guys have been?
craziest place. I think recently it would have to be the more rural parts of Romania.
Yeah, Transylvania.
Which was like stepping into a scene that I had only seen in National Geographics and like movies that made fun of how backwards Eastern Europe was.
Yeah,
It was
it's-
real.
Everything is actually like that in some places, and you only see it like we've talked before about. It. We went to the town where they filmed Borat,
Yeah.
and it's like that. That wasn't a setup or anything
Not a
like
whole
that.
lot of cars,
No.
mostly
donkeys pulling
donkeys and
little
carts.
carriages filled with
serious?
rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, we asked our tour guide. We're like, Tryon, like, what's the main industry in this town here? And
Yeah.
he's like, well, they go into the forest and they chop down the trees and then they put it on their horse carriage and bring it into town and sell wood.
And then he also said they go down to the river and they find the prettiest rocks and they bring it on their horse carriage and they sell it to the rich people in the big cities.
Yeah, and I looked out at the riverbed and there
And
was
then
guys
sure enough, yeah,
rolling
pushing
rocks.
rocks up.
Were they
Yeah.
beautiful rocks?
I couldn't tell from that far away,
Sure,
but I'm
someone could
assuming.
use it.
If you had the means, would you be like, I want that rock?
No.
I'm not a mason, but
Yeah.
if I was, there was a lot of rocks there. It was full of rocks.
Lots of gypsies too, in most bathrooms. You can never piss comfortably in the
No.
rural parts of Romania.
So, yeah,
And that's not a slight at the, listen, beautiful country, beautiful country.
Yeah, it was nice. Just very, very different than
Yeah.
what I'm used to here in Los Angeles,
Yeah.
where homeless, crazy people ask me for money.
But they're usually pretty respectful of your space, for the most part.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I think personally, Moscow. I went to Moscow, and that was very unsettling. It was cool. It was cool seeing the Tetris building and Red Square and stuff.
But
But I
Tetris
never,
building.
I never got like really comfortable there. And even our guides were like, walk around, put your wallet in your front pocket. Don't talk to anyone if you don't have to. Don't talk to the police at all. They would apparently come up and like if they saw that you were American, if you did anything wrong at all, they'd throw you in jail and like shake you down for money or something like that. So very, very crazy, very crazy. How about you, Woody?
country.
Which golf course is the craziest one you've been to?
Cairo's the craziest place I've ever been.
Oh, really?
I almost got blown up in Cairo.
Oh, good.
I was studying abroad and I was studying Arabic and like Middle
What was
Eastern
her name?
stuff. And boy, it was Kyla? No. And we were at this little like cafe and we were like, hey, let's go be nerds and go to this museum. And we had been hanging out there because everything was dirt cheap. And we went, fine, let's just go. 5 minutes later, this dude rolls up in a Vespa and throws a nail bomb into our cafe.
Really?
Holy
4 people died, 19 were injured.
And you were there?
I was there 5 minutes before the dude threw it.
So wait, no, you had left, or
I had left. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
we missed it by like that much.
Oh my
What's he
god.
so mad about?
I guess like he saw a bunch of like stupid white people with a North Face backpack, me, being like, oh my god.
You
I love
are
this place."
responsible for the death of these people.
I mean,
He saw you in there. He went home to get his bomb.
I had never thought about that, actually.
Yeah.
Way to
We
go,
fled
Woody.
the country in like hours. We didn't know if that was going to be like some big thing.
On a
yeah.
lighter note, how are the pyramids?
We were going to go to the pyramids the next day.
I hear it's
It was
a
the
shithole.
first day.
Well, I heard that the city creeps up right onto where they're at, so you can like from the pyramids you can see like a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And there's just trash.
I've also heard there's just garbage everywhere. It's like the vendors at the Eiffel Tower.
we preemptively apologize to any Egyptian people?
Yeah, we're gonna get blown
because
up.
we could be completely wrong.
No, I've talked to a lot of people that go there, and they're just like, yeah, it's right next to the city. There's garbage everywhere. There's people trying to sell you shit constantly. Like, all the pictures of the pyramids, it looks like all remote and empty, and it's
Yeah.
just fucking
Because they're taking it from that angle.
swamped with people
Well,
all
it's
trying to
something
sell
like,
you shit.
like in Paris, where those guys are running around with like bottles of wine and trinkets and everything.
Yeah.
Or
But
like
yeah,
Mount Rushmore, where they've got like T-shirts and coffee mugs and shit. Like, I don't know. Tourism goes where tourism wants.
yeah.
Well,
At least there's nothing around Mount Rushmore because it's literally in the middle of nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, my aunt lives up there. She's always trying to get me to go, and I'm like, that sounds fun.
Never.
Why don't you come to LA instead?
I mean,
Go to the
Mount
beach.
Rushmore sounds like a cool place to visit, but the story behind it, like, kind of rubs me the wrong way. It's
Wait,
like,
what's the story behind it?
well, that was like Native American land.
Oh, well, yeah.
And like, that
Put a symbol of American
That-
imperialism.
the mountain was like sacred to them.
Yeah.
They like, it was a very important mountain to them, and like
Yeah.
they weren't allowed to build anything on the mountain or like do anything to it. And some dude comes in and just carves 4 presidents' faces on there.
If that isn't a microcosm of American Indian and American relations, I don't
I
know.
mean,
what
it's
it is.
still pretty cool. We made a sculpture on the side of a mountain. I mean,
Yeah, hey,
whatever.
we did it to Stone Mountain in Georgia too. Been there a lot of times.
What's on that mountain?
Yeah.
That's 4 dudes riding a horse, and well, they're all riding their own horses, of course.
Oh, okay.
And then every night, I don't know if it's voiced by the same person now, but in the '90s, they did a laser light show projected on the wall, presented by Coca-Cola, starring Tim McGraw as the voiceover.
Now that is the most American thing.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Good job.
I think they had an open alcohol law there too, so you could just drink while you're watching.
That's also very
This
American.
might have changed. This is the '90s we're talking about here.
Everything.
Freedom time.
Free will in the 90s.
Yeah.
You want to buy a house?
All
You
the
only
baby
got 10
boomers
bucks?
are rich.
The feel-good episode of America the series.
Yeah, it's all when it started to go to shit. Our presidents were getting blowjobs.
Yeah, that's the
was
biggest
like,
problem we
that's
had
great.
was
Yeah.
our president getting his nuts off on an 18-year-old intern.
Yeah.
She was 18?
I don't know. She was young.
Listen, we don't know all the facts.
She was legal.
there you go. That's
And that's the important
That's
thing.
the
we gotta
bottom
take
line.
it
All
straight.
right.
She
Elliot.
was legal.
I did not have relations with that woman.
Oh, God. These people weren't even born yet. All right. Cajun Boy 97 wants to know, if you were to die today, what would be the last thing you would do?
I'll record this podcast, I guess.
As the old gypsy woman said.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Well, like
last thing you
today, meaning like at the stroke of midnight.
That would be tomorrow, technically.
Okay, so at the stroke of 11:59.
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
What would I do? Let's see.
Thank you, chicken.
Yeah, Zanku, of course.
Probably be my last meal, or some good fried chicken or something.
Yeah, I would eat a lot.
Yeah, I'd probably spend most of my time eating.
I'd go to Zanku, I'd go to a Korean barbecue spot, I'd try to find a good, like,
I would
Texas
smoke
barbecue
so many
spot.
cigarettes and drink so much
I
booze.
would chain smoke, get fucking drunk. I would just...
I like how our most people would be like, I'd go see my family.
Yep.
And ours is like, I would kill myself before this mythical thing could kill me. I would literally end my own life.
Yeah, I think right as the click of the hammer goes back, my last thing would be like, what now? And I'd blow my brains out at like 11:58.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
I'm in
Fuck
control
you.
of my own
I-
life.
yeah,
Mythical
death.
thing.
yeah.
No, I'd probably man. See, that would suck because if it was right now, I would not technically be able to fly home in time to see my parents.
No.
I'd have to get on the old Skype and say bye. But I'd probably do that.
I
I'm
guess
sure.
I could
Yeah, I mean-
pretty easily make it to my parents.
You know what'd be great?
Right.
I would go, like in National Lampoon's Vacation, I would hold Six Flags hostage because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then at 11:55, I would get on the Batman ride.
With no strap.
Nope, just yeah,
Just send me
ride.
out.
yeah. And then at 11:59, my body just goes flying off into those canyons that are right behind it.
That's poetic. I like
Yeah,
that. That's pretty good.
What about you, Woody? What
I
golf
would-
course would you play at?
I would, I'd hit up Beverly Hills. I'd finally get a quick 18 in. That's 4 hours. That's just gone.
Gone.
So then probably dead at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would definitely go to Father's office. I would have one last really awesome
burger.
That
orgasmic
is a good
hamburger.
burger.
I would burn down this building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to be the person that did it, because
Yeah.
the whole like office is a tinderbox anyways.
Yeah.
And then I would burn down the Scientology building.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Just to get on the news and have
Yeah.
one person be like, you know what, he did some good on the way out.
Kind of sounds like a weirdo's manifesto that would.
Are you
dress
sure
up like a
you
goth
weren't
in
the
high
one that
school.
bombed the cafe in
Yeah.
Egypt?
Nope, certainly not. Absolutely. You'd be amazed
sure
what
that
you can find in an Egyptian
You sure
Home
that
Depot.
like a gypsy in Egypt wasn't like you have 3 hours to live?
Oh shit. Yeah, that was.
Okay.
I think that's what happened actually.
Yeah.
Well, that got really morbid and
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys would have a to-do list of the things you want to just.
We did. We said we would get so drunk that you'd pass out and not even know that you were dead.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. I would smoke like 17 packs of cigarettes, do every drug that I haven't already done in my life,
Yeah.
and then just get wasted.
I'd see all the prostitutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the expensive ones. I'd
Yeah.
just drain my bank account.
Bank account?
My bank account.
Well, I mean, or
your
you
wank
get
account?
you get like 19 really high-class prostitutes at like 11:30, and you're like, I'll give you half now.
Yeah.
And at 11:59,
Joke's on you!
I like that Woody can realistically in his mind afford 38 full price prostitutes upon completion.
I only get-
So he's like, I'll give you half up front.
I get the bronze level. I'm not yearly at. I have to work my credit report.
Yeah,
out
you're
to
not
get
you're not up to
platinum.
you're not up to the scale of prostitute buying where they can keep your name a secret afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I still have to work my way up from like the one name, like the Pele's. I get like Destiny, Chastity, but then finally I want to get to
Oh,
like
you don't want to
real
get
names.
Chastity. She doesn't put out.
I know.
Hey-o.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Gotta pull out the old boat keys.
Yeah.
You want mine?
Anyways.
They float.
Speaking of the thing that we just talked about, what kind of ethics DK asks, what kind of drunk are you?
Pretty civilized at this point.
Not when you put Twitter in your hand.
Oh, well. Social media is a different story.
I had to
But,
quit. I have been pretty good at never twittering when I'm drunk.
Oh, I love it.
So you can see like if there's a 12-hour gap between tweets, it's because I'm wasted
You were down the hole.
or asleep.
Usually, like when I'll leave you guys at Barney's, I'll like look at Twitter and then like 2 tweets in a row from Elliot. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Here he goes.
Let's hope we
Listen,
get through
you
the night.
entitled babies. Sorry, there's ads.
This is how fucking business works. Things cost money. I'm sorry, your free entertainment on the internet has a 30-second ad on it. You little shit.
Meanwhile, Elliot goes home and sweats out all the alcohol because he can't afford air conditioning.
Yeah.
He's like, it's fucking ads.
Just fanning yourself with your phone that's
Yeah.
dead because you can't pay for your electricity bill.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm a fun drunk. I don't get too wild, but my younger self would. That was
yeah.
definitely the case where I would just fucking black out and act all crazy and shit.
Yep.
And wake up with bruises and blood on me that I.
Oh, yeah,
didn't
that's
know
always
where it
fun.
came from. Yeah.
Probably.
Most times.
I never fought anyone. I think I might have tried to fight a few people a couple times, but that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, it was always the most pussy way to fight when you're drunk. Like, are all my friends here? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk shit to this one person. Hey, asshole. What? Yeah, what are you gonna do? I got a bunch of people.
But you were like, all your buddies behind you were like, fucking Ricky,
God damn it,
goddamn.
hold
me back.
Yeah, hold me back.
We
Hold
should
me
have
back.
known he stopped tweeting an hour ago.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. I think I'm as I get older, a lot more responsible. Mainly because now when I get drunk, I just get really tired.
Yeah.
And I just want to listen. The best thing that ever happened to drinking, for multiple reasons, are car services like
yeah.
Uber and Lyft. Because it used to be I had to wait for someone, so I just continue to get recklessly drunk and then act like an idiot. Instead, I can hit the eject button and fucking crawl into the back of a Lyft and show up at home, sleep the whole way if I want to. But yeah, as I get older, I just become tired when I drink.
Yeah.
So I just want to go and go to sleep instead of start fights. So I think it's a natural progression.
It's
That's
good
good.
for everybody though. Now that you've mellowed out in your older age.
How about you? How many Tom Collins does it take to get you into into a real fighting
After a
mood?
couple G&Ts, I really
Yeah.
get into this.
You're gonna be the white man punching bag for me the entire time.
Which is different than how I am to you.
No, well, this
now.
time it's public.
You're
Yeah,
a
this
West
is fair.
Sider, so you go get drinks at the 3rd Street Promenade.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, where all the traditional West Siders go and
Just for
shop
that,
and
neither
drink.
of you are invited to March to the Sea next time.
I don't even know what that is.
You'll find out. It's
No, we
great.
won't, because we're not going this
You're right.
time.
I'm going to tell you about it, but then not
Yeah, it
invite
sounds
you.
like something that would involve trying to park for an hour and just being like, well,
Fuck
this shit.
Yeah, I'm going back to the east
I've
side.
been looking at the ocean this whole time. I think I got it.
I go back to the east side where people don't park on the street because they're like, I don't know about this street.
Yeah. Oh, there's is that bottle glass or is
Oh,
that
is that car window glass? Yeah.
That looks like car window glass. I'll take the
they're
next
probably
block.
you. But then I pull in, I'm like, oh, this is fine.
I don't
they've
care
already
that there's
covered this
human
one,
shit here.
Yeah, park on top of it.
I like to put like a like a mask on my window that looks like it's already been broken. So people are like, oh, okay, go after that.
That's
That's
fucking
spoken for.
Brilliant.
Good.
Yeah.
Or just put a overlay of your face on, like as a sticker on the window, so it just looks like you're inside of it.
Don't break
Wait,
into
there's
this
someone
car.
in that car.
His eyes follow me as I go.
Yeah.
I become like a MacGyver-ish, like Jason. I got drunk once in Vegas at Tao.
Ooh.
And I like took a left thinking it was a
It's
bathroom.
Woody, rich white man.
And I ended up I got there through a friend. Jesus Christ, I'm not that awesome. And I ended up in like an employee locker room or something like that. And I was like, shit, I'm gonna get tossed out of the casino or something like this. And like, I found an employee uniform in the locker.
Oh.
And I totally like Agent 47 hitman, like Jason Bourne out of there, like wearing one of those like black like Nehru jacket type things that they wear like over my shoulders and like ran through.
Did some guy
like,
come up and go, oh, thank God, I've been looking for you everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyways, over at table 3, we have a big mess to clean up, and you're like, you have to fully act out everything.
like, oh yes, absolutely. While I'm wearing it like it's a cholo type thing, I've got it. Like,
It would be
buttoned
great if
here.
they like, if someone came up and was like, you're wearing your uniform wrong. You're fired.
Get out in the fleet. You know what? Here's
your
the rest
last
of
paycheck.
Here's tonight's tips. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You
Here's your
fucking waste.
split.
Yeah. They're going, okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that become like savants when they're drunk, and they just they get on a next level plane of enlightenment and can just do anything. And
I hate those
They're
people.
fast talkers. They're brilliant businessmen. They're everything. And then I feel like maybe I would fuck that up big time. So
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah,
do
I
that.
would use those powers for evil immediately. If I
Yeah.
found out I was really good at something drunk, I would,
You'd just be drunk all the time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Which is different than how I am now.
Yeah, pretty good at video games when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't care as much.
I'm good at Grand Theft Auto when I'm drunk. I'm shitty at like Call of Duty or first person
Oh, yeah.
shooters, which is strange.
I would have like random nights where I'd get just the right balance and be really good at Call of Duty for like 2 rounds and then be really bad.
What do you think the perfect amount? Say it's beer. How many beers is it where you're good to go? You feel great, and then how many beers after that is it? Oh God, this is way too much. And then how many is it when you puke?
I think nowadays it's like 3. I'm the most interesting, sexy man in the fucking world. Who wants to get on this?
Yeah.
And by 5, I'm like, oh my God, I'm really letting myself go. And by 8, I have already basically set my alarm to like 2 p.m. because I'm going to be throwing up until noon the next day.
Yeah, I'd say, like 3's around when it starts feeling real good.
Yeah, you go from buzz to I'm definitely feeling this kind of move.
And then around like 6, I'm pretty drunk. And then around like 15 is when I black out.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't puked in a while, so I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I think 3 is the magic number. And everyone online's gonna call us a bunch of pussies because they're all lining up 17 cans of PBR taped together at their
Right.
college.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like
college.
I don't generally when I'm drinking beer, I'm drinking like higher alcohol stuff.
Because it's technically cheaper because it doesn't take as long to.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you can
You
drink.
drink smarter, not harder.
But this is the thing is like. The one complaint that I got like a couple weeks ago is my girlfriend was like, "It's a Saturday and it's like 6 o'clock at night," and she's like, "You've already had 5 beers today." And I
It's
go,
Saturday!
What the hell? It's Saturday. This is my
It's
weekend.
the one day that you're allowed to do that.
And technically, I could have drank one every hour for 6 hours, and that's not that bad, right? Maybe
You're allowed to start drinking at fucking brunch
Yeah.
on a Saturday.
I-
That is perfectly
it's a
acceptable.
rule.
You could technically keep one right by your bed. To
Why
wake
else
up and
would you
drink.
go to brunch if you're not going to start?
I'll tell you the
There's
best
no
way to
point.
start.
Not for the eggs, Benny.
Best
you
way
gotta
to
have that
start your
bottomless mimosa.
best way to start your weekend. Get up, grab a beer, head into the shower for a shower beer.
Oh, yeah.
Best thing in the whole world. If you don't practice the shower, if you're 21 and over, and you don't practice the shower beer, I highly recommend it.
It
But
has to
for
be real cold
beginners,
though.
Yeah, very
beginners
cold.
don't take glass bottles in first because you want to learn the lesson
Yeah.
first. Your
Yeah, yeah.
plastic or your aluminum,
Yeah.
because Lord knows you drop one in the shower there and that's fucking over.
I think I had my first shower beer in like an open, just like butt naked dorm shower.
How many guys were in
situation.
there with you?
I think I was the only one.
Okay,
I
good.
would wait till it was all clear.
Don't drop the beer, is what they
Yeah,
say
I
in
didn't,
college.
yeah.
After college.
All right, I think we've talked enough about our
yeah.
alcoholism.
Our
Okay.
favorite topic.
Yeah. Next up's Woody, the one below that one.
Edge of Heaven, or Edge Zero F Heaven, says, "What do you enjoy the most about being able to interact with people who watch your videos?"
They're pretty nice sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes. It's like digging through a sort of haystack of hate and stupidity
And spam.
and you find, like
The people who actually
little bit of
exist in
gold
real
there.
life are very nice.
yeah.
Also, I think someone that talks shit about your videos isn't going to come up and be like, hey, I watch your videos, fuck you.
But yeah, no, they wouldn't. But they also the biggest thing that confuses me is people coming back to the same channel despite saying that they hate it repeatedly. I'm just like, just stop coming. No one's forcing you. It's a big internet.
Yeah.
You just
I've
want to
talked
come here
about
and get
this
upset
before.
about something. I like to thank them for coming and upping my comment count.
Sure.
And let them know I become more discoverable, and they love that.
But yeah, no, like Twitter, I would not be using Twitter at all if I didn't have this job. Because I've had the account since Twitter started. It's like, oh, you gotta get a Twitter. Everyone's gotta get a Twitter. I get it. I'm like, I don't fucking need this. But then now it's a way for people to hit me up with news stories and stuff and talk about videos and stuff going on in the news. And it's like, oh, that's real easy. It's great. And it filters out most of the assholes.
Yeah. I think for me, when you meet someone in real life, it's always you see the numbers, the views that your videos are getting or whatever, and not that you become numb to it or whatever, but you never. It's hard to look at a number like 100,000 on a video, and really think about how many people that is. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, where one day I was extremely freaked out. We started it was early when we started to took over the channel and doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I went on the thing. I was right now there's this many people watching me on this thing, and that was kind of freaky. But it's always, you kind of put it aside and don't think about it. And then when I see people in real life that I met someone at a Marshall's in town, and then just the other day, barista at Starbucks was like, "You're on that ETC channel thing," and I was just like. It's always weird to be wow, there's the real people are watching this and enjoying it, and they're real and
And they're generally not what I picture in my head.
Yeah, they're it's just interesting to me, and it's it makes me really really happy, but it's also it makes me realize that I never really think about how many people are watching or whatever, and that's not to be an ego thing or whatever. It's just oh my god, there's actual people that are watching this. It's just weird.
I think
it's
if you knew
about.
that, it's hard to think about the number too. It feels abstract. I know that sounds bad or weird, but I can't comprehend the idea of a stadium full of people watching a video.
Yeah,
that
more
doesn't
than
make any
that.
sense to me.
Yeah.
A stadium holds
30, 40,000.
Okay, yeah, Dodger Stadium's right around there. So
I'm talking about Prime Video, so this is 30 to 40.
Well, the Batman Darth Vader thing got
3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking views. That's several Major League Baseball stadiums.
Yeah, true.
Full
it's
of people.
The entire city of Houston watched the Sasha Grey creepy text video.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
if
funny to think about.
Houston's probably a little bit bigger than that, but 5 million people. That's insane
Fresno.
to think about. Yeah, Fresno. But yeah, it's weird. My high school was, I think, 3,000 people, and I would never be able to get up in front of the entire high school and say something, anything.
Yeah,
even if it was just hi. But you don't think about that when you're just looking at a camera.
No.
And certainly wouldn't be able to do it in front of 100,000 people in real life. I would just have an anxiety attack.
I'd start
For some
to get
reason,
a
that
weird
connection isn't
Hitler
there.
complex.
Yeah.
Why are these people listening to me?
Well, I better make use of this.
What kind of terrible things can I tell them to do?
And this is
Really
when you
loaded.
announce your new religion to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let's all slit our wrists together.
But as far as online, yeah, Twitter is amazing. I love being able to interact with everyone, and I think it's very telling that some people are wow, you actually reply. I was what, everyone that you tweet to doesn't reply? I mean, I understand if Justin Bieber or something doesn't reply to you, but most people there's people on YouTube that I think that they're celebrities, and it's no, you're making videos for these people that watch it. You're not just thrown onto a movie or something like that.
You're not too busy. We wouldn't be here if not for the people who, for some reason, think you guys are entertaining or good or funny or whatever.
I try to reply to everyone.
Yeah, because it's worth it. I mean, they took their time.
If they say something that I can't have no reply to, I just click the
Yeah.
favorite thing. Just a little favorite. Hey, I've seen it.
All right, Baboon in the Sky asks, what would be your advice to a 15-year-old? I mean, a really kind of old man style advice. Kind of, quote, I lived life for a long time and I know a lot of stuff, quote, type answer. Thanks.
Oh.
To me, a really kind of old man style advice is don't cross the street type thing, or like, I don't know.
That's good advice. Just never cross the street.
Never cross the street.
How do you
stay,
get anywhere?
Stay in your house the rest of your
Just
whole,
get
your
in
whole
cars.
life. Never leave your parents' house.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You know,
Actually, that's pretty good
that's
advice.
good. That's good advice. Parents are a lot more lenient these days with letting their kids live at home until they're like 30. Just stick around.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Cross the street when you're married.
Yeah. Cross that street when you get there, which is never.
That was horrible.
Don't
I'm
ever
sorry.
cross the street.
Yeah. 15-year-old.
yeah.
I don't even know the last time I talked to a 15-year-old. Probably at PAX.
I don't know. Like, I had something brilliant, and it creeped out of my mind.
I have one.
Okay. Come on, Dad.
No one gives. You will not give a shit about the stuff that is going on to you right now.
Yeah, that's a good
5
one.
years from now.
But people, I remember hearing
even a
that
year
at the
from now.
time and being like,
Whatever,
I
man.
don't know about that.
Yeah, you
this
don't
is
know
pretty
anything.
important right now.
Yeah, nothing matters.
Yeah,
won't.
none of that matters.
Nothing matters. Oh yeah, and do what you love, even if you think it's a huge risk. Do it anyway, because like I just said, parents are a lot more lenient these days with letting you live at home till you're 30.
Yeah.
So if you want to go out and fucking film or paint or create claymation, animation, anything like that that's like a super like creative kind of thing, just fucking give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because if you fail, for the most part, I think you'll be okay. I feel like people get a lot later of a start sometimes, like at least in the past since
Well,
I've
yeah, and
been
I
growing
feel
up.
like if I was 15 today, like I would have access to so much shit on
Yeah.
the internet that I didn't have access to. Like, it's so much easier to learn how to do like random shit without having to go to the library or like find obscure books and shit. Like,
become
you
a
can-
master of something.
Yeah, you can learn how to do a lot of cool shit at a young age. I mean, there's kids like coding and programming and shit, like never even taught me anything about it. Now there's kids that just are awesome at it. And I'm like, ugh, I wish I knew.
Make a free-to-play mobile game. That's my advice.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be drowning in money, and
Yeah.
like big-breasted women will be in your commercials if you give them the money.
Yeah.
So-
I'd say take as many risks as possible, because the older you get, the less you give a fuck about those risks.
Oh,
they might
also-
seem risky to you right now, but give it a year, and you'll be like, well, that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your teeth fixed while you're young.
Yeah.
Because it's way more embarrassing
When you're older.
Yep.
My parents, I remember my parents being like, we're gonna get you braces, and I was like, absolutely not. And I didn't do it, and I really wish that I had.
Yeah.
there you go.
Like I did braces and did a retainer and all that shit. I just slacked off on the retainer. So like my top teeth are fine. My bottom teeth all just reverted back to their previous positions.
Like
and it's
Will
like,
Ferrell status.
like I mean, I could get braces on my bottoms, but I'm never gonna do that. Fuck that.
By the way, Woody, way to throw shade on Will Ferrell on our show.
He has teeth that you notice when he.
Sorry, we all can't come from fucking wherever you're from in New England.
I'm in the exact same. We have the exact same situation. Like I wore my retainer religiously until I was in college, and then like at some point as like a sophomore or something, I was like, nah, I don't need to do this anymore, and I am effed. I wish that I had.
Well, my thing is like it should have worked, but my wisdom teeth never actually came out. They just stayed under the skin and pushed all the teeth back together.
Fucking wisdom
So
teeth.
by the time I got them removed, they had wreaked havoc on my mouth. Also, get your
Welcome-
wisdom teeth out first
Welcome
chance you
back
get.
to Dentist Cast with
Yeah.
Elliot Dewberry and
What are you, an anti-dentite?
Yeah, anti-dentite.
That's a Seinfeld reference.
All right, guys, taking a little break here to pay some bills. We have another sponsor, and it is Loot Crate. I love having Loot Crate as a sponsor because I actually get it. So
Yeah, it's nice.
this is fun. And to explain, Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service for epic, geek, and gamer items, and lots of pop culture gear.
For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more.
You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over.
No more box. Except then there's next month's box.
Yeah.
Anyway, make sure to head to lootcrate.com/ETC_ and enter code ETC to save $3 on any new subscription.
And like I said, I love having them as a sponsor. I get it every month. It's great for like cool little desk toys and stuff. And
If you
they're
have
cool
a
boxes.
desk, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, so enjoy that and enjoy the rest of the podcast. Xeanolator? Xeanolator?
Sure.
Sure. He asked, what are you currently watching, either on TV, Netflix, YouTube, whatever?
I am always way behind on everything. Let's see, right now I'm still patching up all the holes in my South Park back catalog that I missed out on, because there's a few of those that I'm finding on Hulu.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's a bunch of stuff I need to start watching that that you keep watching. What? I don't think I'm watching anything.
Well, I know that a movie you
Right
saw
now.
this weekend that we all saw.
Oh, did he say movies?
Sure, you could throw it in there.
Wow.
You said anything.
Anything.
Saw It Follows. It was
Yes.
a pretty like original, good horror movie. Wasn't exactly what I thought it was gonna be, but it sticks with you. I really enjoyed it.
Would you say It Follows?
It follows you out of the theater.
I thought it was terrifyingly scary, as did a lot of people that I talked to. Elliot didn't seem to be as scared.
It was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
But
it's more creepy than like jumping.
Yeah, I
scary.
didn't think it was like terrifying.
But the music, it really
Great
ratchets up the
soundtrack.
tension. The tension in that movie is like insane.
yeah,
Do you scare easily at horror movies or?
jump scares always get me because it's
what they're
just a
designed to
human reaction to loud noises.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say I scare less than the average
I'd say I'm about average.
person. But I'm also like, I think a lot of people go to horror movies like
They
want
wanna
to get scared,
yeah.
and like that's not really how I watch them, I guess.
It's hard for Elliot to get scared when he's critiquing the cinematography in the film. This is it.
You sound like a joy in the movie theater.
Fake.
I could see the zipper.
You get your phone out, just already like tweeting the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is bullshit.
yeah.
I'm catching up on Archer and The Americans. I just got through the second season of Arrow, and I'm trying to like get through to current because like people just keep dropping spoilers on me that I'm flipping out on. I'm 2 weeks behind Walking Dead. I saw Kingsman 2 weeks ago. That was
Yeah.
Great movie.
wonderful.
Yep.
Really, really liked
I need
it.
to see
Loved it.
And there's something that I want to watch. I'm just like waiting by like a countdown clock for Rick and Morty season 2.
Oh yeah, you know they're doing a thing. This is of no relevance to you, but they're doing a thing in Santa Monica where they're showing off new clips. I think
Really?
next weekend.
Oh,
I'll send you the invite.
god damn, I'm not gonna be in Nashville.
Oh, have you guys seen this show Danger 5?
No.
No.
What's that?
I watched like 2 episodes. It's on Netflix. It's like this Australian show that takes place in like a bizarro 1960s where Hitler is still alive.
No, I
And
heard about this.
It's shot like a 1970s like sitcom. It's super like cheesy. All the action scenes are done using shitty miniatures. It's
Oh, I have
fucking
heard this. Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Wow.
It's an Australian show, right?
Yeah, but it's like a multinational group of like sexy spies.
awesome.
It's
It's supposed to be a
fucking-
comedy.
Yeah, it's a really dry comedy.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like it's supposed to be just so bad and dumb that it's good.
Speaking
you
of
caught-
Netflix, I started watching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and I think it's just a joy. Just a ton of fun. It's not the funniest show I've ever seen. The jokes are really good, though.
Is it
and it's
better
very-
than 30 Rock?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's hard to top that, but I think that they do a great job in the show of making it watchable. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's, like I said, the funniest thing that I've ever seen, but it's consumable. That's my review.
I
of it.
could
Ricky
watch
for
another
the
one of
win
these
of
and not feel bad
Machinima.
about
says
myself.
it's consumable. And aside from that, I obviously bit down hard on the hype for the Jinx over the weekend because
Yeah, you
Robert
won't
Durst
shut up about it.
Robert Durst got arrested, and I was like, well, I have to watch this. This is great marketing.
It's just one of those days.
And yeah,
Between that and Serial, like you have a total like murder show boner.
yeah. Although I cannot get into like normal stuff like Law and Order and stuff like that.
Law and
It
Order
just
is
doesn't-
great when you're on like a bunch of prescription drugs recovering from illness and just
Yeah.
like sitting in bed and need something to watch.
Yeah, the same thing
Because
over and
it's
over again.
the episode, it's the same show over and
Yeah.
over again.
But yeah, the Jinx is great. It's like a real life murder mystery, but they have the murderer in the room with them and they're interviewing him, and it's just crazy. It's really, really well done, and I thought it was great. I watched all 6 episodes within 2 days.
Are they half hour or hour long?
They're 40 minutes or so.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's great. And then
Do you think what he said at the end is admissible?
that doesn't apparently that doesn't matter because of the previous evidence that they showed.
Oh,
Not it's not really a spoiler if I
It's a
told you
nice
what it
little
is, but
bow
it-
on top of it.
Yeah, it's a nice little bow. But
Yeah,
not
dot that
to spoil the show, but I mean, it's all out there publicly. It's the news, so it's hard to not spoil it. But I will say that even knowing what happens at the end, it's a great watch. So
Yeah, I need to
check it out.
I'm having like, I don't have a show I'm watching right now. There's so many fucking shows that everyone keeps telling me to watch. So I don't know where to start. I'm behind on other shit. There's just too much TV right now.
yeah, that's it's a good problem to have.
I also started checking out
Yeah.
Snapper Hero on Snapchat. The
What?
corridor.
What?
It's like a superhero series that's on Snapchat. That's about like a bunch of like YouTube talent and internet people get superpowers. And
They made a show on Snapchat?
yeah,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's just made for the format. It's really interesting.
How
and
long are the episodes?
Like short, probably like a
10
couple minutes
seconds?
tops.
But they're
okay.
connected through 10-second clips?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. It's cool. I mean, it's really interesting to see what they do with it. Although I watched it the first couple times, and I just got Snapchat like a week and a half ago because I wanted to watch Snapper Hero. And I was watching.
How many dicks did you get the first day?
Half of them were yours actually, or look
Yeah.
suspiciously like yours. The others look like Elliot's.
do you
Anyways,
do?
I couldn't understand like there was no sound. And so I talked to this dude, Ren, who does the special effects, Ren
And
the
he was like,
Reaper.
yeah, turn your audio up on your phone.
Well, no, my audio was all the way up, and I'm like, I don't understand how this works. He goes, is your phone on silent or vibrate? And I went, yeah, always. He goes, you need to flip
I like
that
how
switch.
you contacted a person on the internal production team about a problem you had with your phone.
Well, I was talking to him about something else that I wanted to do with them. And
Hey, by the way, are you guys doing a silent show on Snapchat? Jesus Christ.
Get me the leader of Snapchat, please. I have some issues to bring up.
As far as YouTube
I called Time Warner
goes,
Cable to get my email.
as far as YouTube goes, there's this great new channel called Funhouse that I've been really enjoying.
Oh, I've
They
heard of Funhouse.
Yeah, they do great gaming videos. I love them a lot. They're very funny guys.
I think those guys are gonna make it.
Those guys, they're gonna do big things, I'm sure.
I think they've got a bright future ahead of them.
Except for that pothead they hired.
Yeah, except for the pothead that just keeps ruining everything.
Yeah.
$1 an hour? Great. Whatever.
That's what they pay him.
We actually do love them.
Yeah.
Moving on to, I think, Insane Twig.
Oh, yeah. Insane. Oh, hey. Have either of you done work on films as extras?
Yes.
If
Yep.
so, what is your funniest memory of doing so?
I don't know if anything necessarily funny happened. I did it for about a year when I was 24-ish. And it's the most boring job in the world. You have to wake up really fucking early some days and drive out to like Burbank, be ready at like 6:30, and you don't know how long your day's gonna go. It might be like 4 hours and you get paid for 4 hours, and it might be 20 hours and you'll make a little extra money. You never really know what you're gonna do. It's a lot of sitting around. I did read a ton of books when I was doing it.
I was going to say, do you read books or?
That one year I read more books than the rest of my life combined, because before I had a smartphone even, so it was just like, I gotta
That's
go
because
to
Blood Brothers 2 hadn't been released yet.
That's-
It's a dark action
God.
fantasy RPG
You're right.
from the creators of the original Blood Brothers.
Okay. Well, let's see. I'm in an episode of this show, Raising the Bar, which starred Zach from Saved by the Bell
Yeah.
as a lawyer, and I'm on the jury. And there's just shots of me just sitting in the front row of a jury with Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, like asking me to acquit. It's fucking weird.
Did you find his performance convincing in the moment?
It was bizarre because it was like, oh, there's Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, like a foot away from my face, looking me directly in the eye, like acting his ass off. Great actor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Are you talking about Mark Paul
Gosselaar?
Gosselaar?
That one.
Glossier?
Of Franklin and
Gosselaar?
Bash?
Yeah. That guy.
The other lawyer show that I think
Yeah.
you went on
Yeah.
to do?
He's great at being a lawyer. And he also got out of that, he used that law in college to get his roommate to kill himself so he would get straight A's.
Oh yeah, that was the Dead Man on Campus.
Yeah.
He was in that?
He's a law genius, this Mark Paul Gosselaar.
God, he's got it
Yeah.
all figured out.
What movies have you been in, Woody?
I've never been an extra.
You were an extra in some Prime stuff.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't so. Yeah, I guess I would say I was an extra. I was like.
No, you were trying to say you were like the lead.
No, I absolutely was. No, I was like jihadist number 3 who gets like lit up by the hero American, and I'm like, well, we're just whitewashing this whole thing. And
Yeah.
I had like the head wrap on and everything, but just got shot to hell, and I don't know, something for the death reel.
I just remembered my funniest memory of being extra. So they were shooting on the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank. They have a big New York set. It's about like 9 blocks that looks like New York. Pretty much anything you see in a movie that's in Hollywood that has like one part that takes place in New York is actually shot there in the San Fernando Valley. Anyway, it's a night shoot. Go there. And some shoots they give you extra money to use your car. Bring my car on the lot. They use me for a couple background scenes, and they're like, all right, well, we don't need you anymore. We've seen you too much, but we need your car still parked on this street. So just like hang out in your car. And it's getting late in the night. I pass out in my car, wake up, look around. Everyone is gone. I'm in my car in a fake New York set in the middle of it. So
Did you for a split second think that you were in New York for
it
some
was
reason?
fucking surreal because it was like a zombie apocalypse situation where there's just like no human life, but it like 360 degrees around me looked like a city. So I was just like, fuck. And you need to get them to sign these papers in order to get paid at the end. It's fucking stupid. So I'm like driving my car around wildly around the New York set of Warner Brothers unsupervised, trying to figure out if anyone's fucking still around to sign off that I worked there. And like I driving around the Warner lot, the only person there, I finally find like one person packing up their car. I'm like, did you work on this show? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can you give this paper to the right people? They're like, yeah, why are you still here? I'm like, you fuckers didn't wake me up.
Not our job to wake you up, sir. Yeah, I was on a movie called, it used to be on Netflix. I don't think it's there anymore. You may be able to just find it online. It's called Two Dudes in a Dream. It was like Simon Rex, Andy Milonakis, a bunch of dudes from the Hills or something like that. Because I used to hang out, my friend used to live with the guys from the Hills and Andy Milonakis and these people. So I would go hang out with them. We were doing improv at the time. And so I was like, that's how I became friends with Andy. And, he was like, we're doing this movie. Do you want to just like, I need background people. And I was like, yeah, sure. So like, actually, because it was such a cheap movie, I'm in 2 scenes, but no explanation of why I would be playing 2 different things. So there's one scene where it's panning around this club where they're like, it's the guy from like Napoleon Dynamite, Pedro, is like walking through and he's like the club promoter and he's like, over here we have the ladies and this is the regulars and these are the 5 o'clock guys. And it's like we just got off work, like our ties are undone and we just have beers in front of us. So like pans around and shows us. And then literally like in the movie, like 30 seconds later, they go into the VIP room and I'm in the VIP room playing like a slot car racing thing. So like 30 seconds pass and I go from like a tie undone, drinking a beer, to being in the VIP room playing a slot car machine.
That's just how the 5 o'clock crew rolls.
Yeah.
Did you think of a motivation for how your character got into that?
No,
spot?
I wanted to leave, and they were like, "Wait, we need more people for this scene. Do you want to stick around? We'll give you a free meal." And I got my free meal, and then I left, and it was the only movie I've ever been in. So if I was ever credited, my IMDb would only read Two Dudes in a Dream, which is the worst title ever.
5 o'clock guy.
I can't speak to how if the movie's great or not because I only fast forwarded through it to find my scenes.
Oh, well, that's not fair.
It's true.
That's that extra life, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was what's the other guy's name? I can't remember. But it was like Andy Milonakis, Simon Rex, and some other people. It was weird. It was really weird.
I came out of Kamikaze a couple years ago, and we went to this bar afterwards, and we ended up getting shit-faced. And I talked to this girl, and we were like, let's go. And it was going pretty well, and we were like, let's go outside and have a cigarette, whatever. We went out, and we saw, the tunnel in downtown LA, like the one tunnel?
Yeah.
Where they film every car commercial?
Every single one, yeah. And like every web series that has a motorcycle is always in that tunnel. Yeah. And we saw like a film shoot going on there, and we were drunk and kind of hungry. We're like, I bet they have Crafty. And Crafty is craft service. On a film shoot, you've got to have food and snacks for the cast and crew. So we just snuck into, like, walked down the tunnel. It was this post-apocalyptic thing, cars everywhere. Like a semi-truck was right at the edge of the tunnel. We'll get to that in a second. We walked through like we own the place, took some Crafty, and we're like, okay, this is going pretty well. Like, have a great shoot, guys, break leg, blah, blah, blah. Walk back out, and we're like, hey, like, I've never stood in the hood of a semi-truck. And so one thing, like,
quit calling it a semi-truck. It's a semi-truck.
We're on a semi, and we're making out on the hood of it. And I was like, I'm making out on top of Optimus Prime. This is a lot of fun. And all of a sudden we hear, hey! And we look and we see like one of the PAs.
You're not Megan Fox.
You're in the shot.
Oh no.
And so like I'm imagining like some like really heavy like post-apocalypse scene, like some people are gonna make it. Meanwhile, there's 2 douchebags and like making out on top of a truck.
What movie was it?
We'll never know. I've tried to find it forever, but it's any kind of like post-apocalyptic tunnel with like cars. I'm always kind of like, look in the background. Is that me? My girlfriend's like, I don't want to hear the story about you
making out with some woman.
Yeah.
It could be anything. They film in that tunnel like twice a week.
I can't imagine, like, does traffic ever get through there?
At night, sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Whatever.
We can skip the tour one.
I gotta find 2 dudes in a dream, though. I would really like to know what's one of the weirdest things that happened to you guys in your life, but
Not a lot of weird things have happened to me.
Yeah, I can't think of a specific one.
Yeah. Ooh.
but like you're like the Forrest Gump of like weird, interesting things of like.
I think I've told them all on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or most of them. I can't like think like sometimes stuff will come to me and be like, oh yeah, that happened, and then I would just forget it.
Or you'll mention this time of like, oh, back when I like accidentally like killed Skrillex and brought him back to life. I'll be like, what the fuck? What?
No, that never happened at all.
No, but something like that.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Alright.
Coachella stories.
I got busted trying to smuggle merchandise into the Canadian border.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, who's reading the next question?
Let's see. If you found a genie in a bottle, what would be your 3 wishes?
Who said the question?
Oh, the one guy from that one.
Great name.
Great name.
If I found a genie bottle, obviously my first wish would be unlimited wishes. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Although, here's the thing with genies.
They're swindlers.
Yeah, they trick you. Anything you ask for, they're gonna spin it around and make your life harder. So
Yeah,
I
they're
would
trying
be
to teach
like,
you a lesson by giving
I
you
wish
the
you
wrong
would
thing.
leave me alone, genie.
Yeah.
I wish you back into your genie box.
But you would say, I wish you would leave me alone, Genie, and then they put you on a desert island.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, you're right.
Yeah, see,
And
they're
then
trickers. Genies are
fucked.
fucking tricksters.
I would just block out the haters, get rid of that genie.
Yeah, movies like Kazam, right? That's the one with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shazam or Kazam?
Shazam's the thing that
No,
listens
it's
to
Kazam.
music.
Kazam?
Yeah, I think
I
it's
am Kazam.
Yeah.
He gives him like.
And you always learn a lesson. I don't want to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
You're here to please me,
Yeah.
not your own agenda, Genie.
Yeah. The lesson
Yeah.
is find the genie lamp.
Yeah.
Why are genies always trying to teach a lesson?
And they're always trying to get you to free them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, this is my wish, not yours.
You made your own choices. You ended up in this lamp for a reason,
Yeah.
Genie.
There was
Yeah.
probably a bad choice you made
Yeah.
500 years ago. I'm not responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's your decision. Now, fucking give me a mansion with a gold rocket car. I got my mansion. I got my gold rocket car.
But then
I don't know what else you need.
No, I would love to live comfortably for the rest of my life. And you know what I would say? I want to live the life that Tom from MySpace now lives. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
seen his Instagram account?
No.
He got paid, what was it like? It was something
A
like
lot.
$250 million.
He screwed Fox over with that.
Oh, yeah. Huge money.
He
See you
bought
later,
out-
emos.
Sold out at perfect time.
Yep. And kick dust, kick the road,
Yeah.
go to the road. But he literally just travels to exotic places and takes pictures.
Sounds pretty
I would
good.
love to just live comfortably. I'm sure that I would still do work. Like, I don't know if I would make videos or take pictures like Tom or something like that, but I would keep busy. But I would love to just be able to not worry about money or anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the one wish.
Yeah.
The other wish would be like, I don't know, 2 chicks at the same time. I figure a genie could figure something like that out.
The genie would turn it around and make
Yeah.
it something weird.
Yeah.
My second wish would be the elimination of no YouTuber can say, "Hey, what's up, guys?" at the beginning of
Fuck
the
you,
video.
buddy.
Oh, no.
And I would you watch YouTube get decimated right off the bat, or people would be like,
It's a nice
Welcome,
greeting.
Internet.
I don't know. It feels so awkward to start a show without saying hi to someone that's watching, even though they're not
I
there.
kind
but
of.
they're not guys. Like you've got,
I like starting shows off just getting right to the point though, and like
I just feel
100 miles an hour.
you let us know
Yeah,
if you like
I-
being addressed.
When generally, if you start the show with greetings, but if I start it, I just like jump right in.
I think
Grab on.
on some of them we're like we don't say hi, you guys or whatever. We'll say
Hey,
like
you guys.
sup gamers.
Hey, gamers. How are things?
No, we start like Weekly Weird News. Be like, welcome back to Weekly Weird News or something like that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah.
It seems formal, I guess. I don't know how to host is the problem. I'm learning how to do it as we do
Is
it.
there a school for things like that?
you're getting the
There
best
probably
on-the-job training for hosting of all
Yeah,
time.
exactly. There's some schmuck over in North Hollywood right now paying $500 a week to be taught how to host, and I am not him.
Just join Machinima and start as an editor.
Yeah, just be a host.
Just
You'll get there.
Wait until all the other hosts move on or get fired.
Yeah.
And then
That'll be your time
eventually you'll be the host. Mm-hmm. Career goals.
to shine.
There you go.
Woody's waiting for us to leave.
Something terrible happens to Ricky or Eliot.
What is
Something
the
terrible
next
happens to
face of
Ricky or Eliot.
ETC?
Here's
Get used
a
to this,
nice one that
fuckers.
should end well for everyone involved.
Fletty.
Asks,
Are either of you guys very religious? I get a somewhat, quote, holy vibe from your videos.
I don't get that at all.
Weekly Weird News seems to be really... Weekly Weird News seems to really be the Lord's work, and I was just curious if either of you are really into religion. I think he's being sarcastic,
Yeah,
but
But I often tell you you're doing God's work.
yeah.
The stuff that
And
you do.
I suppose we are.
I wasn't raised Christian, and I wasn't raised to believe anything, so it was very easy for me to not be religious, and that's
Oh.
how I am. But I don't shit on other, like, as much as I can try not to, I don't shit on.
I
I was
was
waiting for you
raised...
to say like, and at
Yeah.
21 I found Jesus, and now I'm.
I was raised pretty fucking Catholic, like early on. Went
Everyone
to-
in the audience is like, he's not Jewish?
Not Jewish, not ethnically or religiously. No, I was went to like I never went to non-religious school from like preschool through college. college, it was just sort of a coincidence. They had a program that I liked, and I was like, all right, whatever. I was over it by then.
I'll deal with the God shit if I can get a diploma.
My family, at least when I was a kid, was like church on Sunday, like pray and shit. But like that all sort of like dipped off as soon as me and my brothers got to like high school, college age, where they're like, all right, well, we don't need to raise you anymore, so we're not going to go to church anymore. Neither do you have to. Hope you guys turned out all right. I think it was just like a lot of people back then were just like, well, like I'm not really all that passionate about this, but I have no idea how to raise kids like outside of religion.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a structure to it.
Yeah,
it's like a helpful guide to make your kids not be assholes.
Yeah,
at least initially.
Yeah,
that's what my parents did, I think. They also they were a lot more into Catholicism before the whole
touching boys
thing came along. That sort of turned them off of the whole giving money to the Catholic Church thing.
My mom's kind of, but my dad has always been like, I don't know, just be a good person. But it also didn't help that when I was growing up, one of my aunts, who was the most religious in the entire family, like psycho-religious, was the meanest person ever. And I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah,
you're not really helping the cause here by being a complete fucking maniac. So
yeah, that'll color it. If you have like a relative who's like a particular way, that can definitely like push you on it, I think.
she put the milk in the bowl, or she put the milk in the bowl first and then poured cereal on top of it. I could never understand it.
Unforgivable.
I could never understand it.
And she's at some point she's gonna go to heaven and be like, what the fuck was that about?
You put the cereal in the bowl first, and then you pour the milk on top of it. Not the other way around. No. That ruined my perception of her at a very young age. But that's one of the only worst things that she was terrible.
What about you, Woody?
I would say, I don't know, I sampled. I was raised Catholic, and so I guess I still am Catholic. But I took like Middle Eastern, like I studied Shia Islam in college and took Arabic and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
And you pissed off a bunch of people, and they tried
well,
to
that's
have you
why I was
killed.
in Cairo. Like, I tried to like practice my Arabic. I accidentally called my taxi driver my boyfriend for like half an hour.
God.
Wow, you just cleaned up over there, didn't you?
Really, like, not invited back. But I don't know. I guess, look, that's if I get hit by a bus or at 11:59 tonight, I get fucking killed or something like that, and I emerge into the abyss and that's nothing, then great. But if like somehow by some miracle there is something, and it just happens to be that I picked the lottery, and they're like, "Yep, you were right. Catholics get it," which there's maybe a 1 in bajillion chance that's actually real. Like, I don't know. It'd be nice to have the insurance.
I would get to the gates and be like, "You let these assholes in." There's all these people that repent on their deathbed after they murder people. They're all in there having a great time.
Yeah.
There's no love for Ricky. Sure, I got drunk a couple times and tried to fight people. Let me in. Damn it.
He was good. Come on.
Peter, or whatever your name is.
Yeah.
It's the bouncer.
He's the bouncer of heaven.
Drunk fight with the bouncer of heaven.
Just gets to pull out my California ID and put it into his face.
I gotta scan this.
Yeah. Rise of Legends asks, this one got 5 fucking points. That's huge.
So you know it's good.
Can we get a behind the scenes look at how you produce the show or shows? I would assume shows, the whole thing. And yes, I think.
We should try to do. Like, I had an idea a while back. It's like I often have these like big high concept ideas that I never make because we don't have fucking time to do it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make a totally fake behind the scenes show in the same sort of vein as the show that IG did a couple of years back.
Critical Flaw?
No, fuck, what was it called? Force Quit.
Oh, okay.
Where it was just like, theirs was like nonsense because that was James's idea.
Yeah.
I wanted to make something that was a little more realistic, but also just totally told lies about how the show gets made.
Yeah.
But that's never going to happen, so we might as well just...
That was prime time. There was like a terrible 30 Rock, This Is Sports Center type hybrid. We would have totally made that show.
Every fucking channel on this network
I
at some
had
point
fun.
has done a Sports Center parody.
Well, it can't get better. Like, that was fucking genius.
Anyways, I think we should at some point when we can like sacrifice a day to put up that video, which I don't think would really affect us that much right now. Like 6 months ago, if we had done it, probably no one would have watched it. Maybe some people will watch it now, but yeah, we could probably throw one together.
Yeah, we should
like
get, who's spools Idol from Discovery Channel? dirty jobs.
Mike Rowe?
Yeah, we'll get Mike Rowe in here to show
do the
everyone
job.
how the job is done.
Yeah.
And then they ingest all the footage and start editing this bullshit into something cohesive that actually.
The problem is we
works.
would just make it look like we are suffering so bad. Like, oh, it's just so hard to write about Star Wars.
I'm tired. I drank too much last night.
Yeah, it might be interesting to some people. Maybe we'll just put it like on like Vimeo or something. This is on our channel, but people that actually want to watch it can watch it.
It really isn't that interesting.
Yeah. It's just work.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this on previous podcasts. Like, we get it in the morning, we look at the news, we find stuff that you people might actually care about, filter out all the rest of it, get all the facts, gather all the facts on the news, write a script, write a couple scripts sometimes, shoot it, edit it. There's your day.
Go to the bar.
Go to meetings sometimes where I'm just like, kind of got to get back to doing my.
That's like today. I'm looking at it like, oh my god, we've been filming for an hour. Jesus. I have work to do. Yes.
Yeah. So
I like to overhear you talking about like a comic book thing, or like Matty Samito will be like, oh, like here's this Batman thing, and just so you know, I hear everything that you say through the wall, and I'll pop in and be like, oh, hey, here's a Batman fact you hadn't thought of. Okay, contributed by.
You do that a lot.
Or like Matty Samito will be like something like, hey, there's community news, and we go, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
So speaking of time, we should get out of here.
Yeah, we should call this one.
So yeah. Thanks for watching the show. Woody, do you have anything that's coming up for you? If you missed it in the beginning, Woody does the Prime channel, which may or may not exist.
Yeah, maybe we give it a Viking funeral and just burn it outside of the
I think you
parking
guys
lot.
might be possibly moving some stuff over to Maine.
Yeah,
which
I
would
think
be good.
I don't know if we can talk about this yet, but Mortal Kombat X is coming out onto consoles and things soon. So
we've done Mortal Kombat stuff in the past.
We've done some Mortal Kombat stuff in the past, so that would be an interesting dovetail.
That would be just funny sort of coincidence if a Mortal Kombat series happened to coincide with the release of a Mortal Kombat game.
That would be a very interesting development, I think.
Yeah.
We've got a
What's something that you can talk about?
We have a Red Dead Redemption comedy called Tumbleweed, which is totally relevant for this period of time. But it's done by the Good Cops guys, who are actually like
5
really
years
funny.
later.
Yeah, exactly.
People are still playing it.
I love the
funny.
Good Cops. The Good Cops are great.
I think that's pretty cool. And then we're talking about a lot of shows, particularly May 4th. We're gonna tell everybody.
May the 4th be with you. You're doing some Star Wars stuff.
No, Maker's doing all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we've got some really big things that we are really excited to talk about. And at that point, we will be able to
maybe we'll
open
have
the
to
kimono.
have you back on to be our punching bag.
Oh, that'd be really great.
Are
Thanks,
you going
guys.
to be in any more trailers for Machinima Prime as like Mr. Business?
No, they don't have me anymore. They've reached their whiteness quotient.
Yeah.
And I just put it over the top.
Yeah.
You did.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Woody.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We learned a lot about each other
Yeah.
and a lot about you based on your questions. So
Yeah.
we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Do you hate when I say we see you guys next time? It's like I'm addressing someone, Woody? Fuck boy.
You know, there's also girls that watch this show.